So are you looking to learn how to make a sweet smoked succulent ham for your holiday dinner this year? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do it. So that's right, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to make a great smoked ham for your holiday dinner. This is a very simple, easy, fast cook, fast relatively speaking, that you can do for your holiday dinner, and man, you're gonna have everybody talking about your ham cooking skills. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into this recipe. All right, let's go. So what we've got here is about a 7-pound bone-in ham that we got from our local grocery store here. So all we're really gonna do is get this cut out of the package. The good thing about hams like this is they are already pretty much cooked, guys. We're just gonna warm them through. So we don't have to do a whole lot to it. So they're fairly easy to prepare. Alright gang, so this is our ham here. Like I said, we've got a bone-in ham here, and this is probably about half a ham here. And this is what it looks like on the meat side there, but we're gonna leave this face down. Now, the thing about this is this is the holidays, guys, and I don't want to make a barbecued ham. I just want to put some smoke flavor on it. So I'm not going to put any barbecue rub on this thing. I'm going to leave it as is, and we're going to get it on the grill. So we've got the grill fired up and it's heating up here. We're going to be using our Louisiana Grills Black Label 1200 today, and we're going to be using our B&B hickory flavored pellets today. So all we're going to do is we're going to heat this grill up. We're going to run it at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to get this ham on here and we're going to heat it up. Now the thing about this is this ham only has to go up to 140 degrees, guys. So it's going to be a fairly simple and easy cook. So we're going to get this going here, all right? All right, so let's get this onto the grill. All right, guys, so we're going to use our meter plus today, and this is what we're going to use to measure our temperatures for our pit temperature as well as our internal temperature. And so what I've got here is our ambient temperature, which is going to be the pit temperature. I've got set for an alarm if it goes over 300 degrees, and I've got 2 alarms set for the internal temperature, one for 125 degrees and one for 142 degrees. All right, so let's get this ham onto the pit. Alright guys, so as you just saw, we just got our ham set onto our wire rack. We got it put onto our Louisiana Grills pit over here, and now we're smoking. So I just thought I'd take the time to explain to you exactly what we're doing here. So again, bone-in hams like this, your spiral hams, you know, your hams that you're going to get for your holiday season, they're pretty much already smoked. We're actually just going to add another layer or double smoke this ham. We're not having to cook it, we're literally just going to heat it through. So we're only looking for an internal temperature of 140 degrees to be done for this ham. So what we're going to do right now is I set up the meter plus so we can measure our internal temperatures. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back once we get to about 125 degrees, 125 to 125, 130. When we get to that temperature, that's when we're going to go ahead and pull this ham out, and we're going to add our glaze. That's right, we're going to get a glaze together here while this ham is smoking away on the pit here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. But we're going to put this glaze onto our ham. We're going to add our pineapples and our cherries and get it nice and pretty for, you know, a holiday ham. And so at that point, it'll go back onto the pit and it'll finish heating through till we get to 140 degrees. At 140, we're ready to pull it off and it's time to eat. So guys, we're just going to let this keep smoking away, and we're going to keep monitoring our temperatures here. Right now we're at an internal of 50 degrees and ambient temperature is at 265. So it's climbing back to pit temperature, and we're going to get this this ham going, guys. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you how we're going to get this glaze together, all right? So let's go get this glaze going. All right, guys, so as you can probably hear, it's starting to rain here, but that's all right. We're going to get through this recipe, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put together a bourbon honey glaze for this ham. So let's get started. All right, so first off, we're going to start with bourbon, and we're going to probably put about a half a cup of bourbon into our pot here. Next, we're gonna add a half cup of brown sugar. Next, we're gonna add a half cup of honey. And as you guys can see, I just kind of eyeball it. I don't ever really measure it out. And last in the pools, we're gonna add about a third of a cup of Dijon mustard. We're gonna get this fired up and let it all come together. Alright guys, so that's all this is to this glaze. We just put these ingredients in here. We've got our heat on it and we're just letting it all come together. It's starting to foam up and bubble up a little bit here. And so I'm just gonna turn it down. We're gonna give it probably about 4 or 5 minutes and we'll call it done, and this glaze will be ready to go on our ham. So I'm gonna finish up with this glaze and I'm gonna bring you guys back when it's time to put this glaze on our ham, alright? See you guys then. Alright guys, as you can see, we've hit our target temperature, so it's gonna be time to pull our ham off. Alright guys, so we just got our ham off. We hit 125 degrees on the internal temperature here. And that's the mark that I was looking for before we get on to our next step. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this meter probe out. And we'll return that here in a minute. Now guys, I don't know about you guys when you grew up, but you know, when I was growing up, you know, my mom did the ham and we had the pineapples and cherries and the glaze on it. And so that's what we're gonna do here. Completely optional step. If you don't want to do this, you really don't have to, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So first step we're gonna do is we got toothpicks, we got maraschino cherries, and we have some sliced pineapples. And so the first thing that I do is I grab a cherry here and I'll pick a spot and I'll basically take this toothpick and go right through the cherry into my ham. At that point, I'll grab a pineapple slice and lay it right across there. And we're just going to repeat the process until we've got this ham covered the way we want. And if you get to a point where you're putting your pineapple slice on and it's on an angle and it doesn't want to stay, that's fine. You just take a good old toothpick and secure it in place. Alright guys, so now we've got our ham dressed, so to speak. We got our pineapples and our cherries on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our glaze and we're going to pour our glaze directly onto this ham. Alright, so now we got our glaze put onto this ham. We got the pineapples, the cherries. It's smelling good, but we're not quite there yet. We're going to put this back on the pit, and remember, we're going for 140 degrees internal temperature. So let's get this put back on the pit, guys. Let's go. The last thing we gotta do is remember to reinsert our meter probe. So we're gonna take our meter plus probe and pop it right in there just like that. Alright guys, so let's do a recap of what we did with today's cook. So holiday season is upon us, and so we wanted to do a smoked ham. I guess technically it's a twice smoked ham, since hams are already smoked when you buy them from the grocery store. But we got us about a 7-pound bone-in ham from our local grocery store. Got it out of the package. We put it onto a wire rack to go onto our grill. Now, we didn't add any barbecue rub to this ham because we want to stay neutral on those flavors to holiday flavors. We're not making a barbecued ham, so I didn't want to add any barbecue rubs to it. So we left it as is. We got it onto our Louisiana Grills Black Label 1200, and we smoked it away with some B&B hickory pellets. We set the temperature for 275 degrees for our cooking temperature, and then we set our first checkpoint for 125 degrees. Now, while that ham was smoking away, we put ourselves together a bourbon honey glaze that's going to go excellent on this ham. So we got that glaze together and we set it aside. We hit 125 degrees on our ham and we pulled it off of our pit. Once we pulled it off at 125, we went ahead and added some pineapples and some cherries. Now, if you don't like pineapples and cherries, guys, you don't have to use pineapples and cherries. You don't have to do that. You can omit it and just go straight forward with your glaze. But we added on to our ham our pineapples and our cherries, and then we put our glaze over top of it. We return the ham back to the pit, which we're looking for our next temperature to be 140 degrees. Now, bone-in hams are already cooked, so we don't have to take them up to, 180 degrees or whatever. No, we just have to go to 140 degrees to call it done. Once we hit 140 degrees, we pulled this ham off, we've let it rest, and now it's time to go cut into it and take a slice, all right? So let's go test out this ham, guys. Let's go. Alright guys, so here we've got our beautiful ham here. It's all rested up and it's ready to be sliced. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this toothpick out of this one here and get this piece of pineapple taken off of here. Man, I love these pineapples. Get this cherry off of here. And let's see if we can cut us a little bit off of here. And look at that. It's a nice cut there. A little bit there. Cut another slice off of here for you guys. And there you go. Get a look at that. There. Alright, so here we go, guys. This is our beautiful succulent ham. But hey, y'all know how I do around here. Guys, if you don't know about it, right there next to the subscribe button is a join button. Click that join button and jump on in and become part of the Dog Pound's members only community group here. And as well as, hey, if you enjoy what you see here on this channel, make sure you check out a couple of videos that I post right here. Click on that subscribe button up there in the corner, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Cheers.